Three, two, one. Broadcasting tape delayed from somewhere where Ryan Fitzpatrick used to play. It could be anywhere. He played for 28% of the NFL teams.
28.
28%. Our show today is about who had the best career, Ryan Fitzpatrick or Joe Flacco. So I'm Bill. This is JP. And that's our show today on the Sports Economy 101 show. And we're here to let you know our opinion of this whole thing. So let us know, JP, what your position is and the quarterback you've picked to bring out.
All right, so we basically, this is one of those topics where we're just running off the mouth to each other one day. We
I did some study on this.
We will both start joking about backup quarterbacks, and then we go, who are the two most accomplished backup quarterbacks that come off the top of our head?
Yeah.
And Bill quickly said, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I agree with him. And then the most recent one is Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Joe Flacco side here. Look, career-wise, Joe Flacco actually was an accomplished starter in the NFL, right?
Yep.
Joe Flacco, it was with the Baltimore Ravens. It was his team. He was the quarterback of that team for many years. As a Steeler fan, I cannot give him the credit that he probably deserves.
That's okay. That's okay. You should feel these things because a fan.
I always thought he was average at best.
Yeah.
And but I guess he may have been better than I thought he was. So I'll just break down Joe Flacco's career. So in 2008, he was signed as a rookie. He was the 18th pick of the
First
Baltimore
round, 18th pick. Yeah.
Right, 18th pick. All right. He spent 10 years with the Ravens, 2008 to 2018. He did win a Super Bowl with the Ravens in 2013, beat San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Right? He did play in 3 AFC championship games, which means he lost in 2. I think he lost to New England and he lost to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And you know, he's basically played, but since he left the Ravens in 2018, you know, many people would say 10 years, that's enough, right?
That's a good career.
No, not Joe Flacco.
Not Joe Flacco.
Flacco is like, I'm not done yet. Y'all just don't, right? Y'all are underestimating me. So Joe Flacco has, you know, he played 10 years with the Ravens, and then since 2019, he has now played with 6 other teams. So
7 teams total.
Yes, 7 teams total. So he played with the Broncos. I don't think he actually played with them. He was on the Broncos. The Jets, he did play for the Jets.
Yeah.
He actually showed himself well, but he was with the Jets. He played with the Jets from 2020 to 22. Then he was with the Eagles. I know he didn't play for the Eagles. And then in 2023, everybody decided, okay, we've had enough of the Joe Flacco.
We've had enough of Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco was like, hey, guys, I'm still available. Y'all need a quarterback? And everybody was like, nah, we don't need no quarterback. We don't need you to be our quarterback, Joe Flacco. Get out of here. Kick rocks. Joe Flacco waited until November. And along come the lowly Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And most people who are accomplished in the middle, you know, going into the month of November would say, I'm not going to the Cleveland Browns getting my head bashed in. But just like Dominique Foxworth said on Get Up, he said, I wish I loved anything in my life as much as Joe Flacco loves the game of football.
That's right.
He said, I don't love anything more than Joe Flacco loves football. Joe Flacco could not give it up. So
Yep.
he went and said, okay, I know I haven't played all fall.
Yeah.
It's November. But you know what? What the hell? I'm going to go to the Cleveland Browns. He takes them to the playoffs. They did get worked by Houston, but
Yeah.
he did get them to the playoffs, which was a major.
They won a playoff game.
I think
Yeah.
they, you know what? I think they might have.
They did. Yeah, because that Houston game was the divisional round. They won the wild card.
Right. I think you're correct.
Yeah.
And which is, you know, hey, that's an accomplishment. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And so, and then he ended up going to the Colts last year. He did play for the Colts.
Yeah.
Colts had Anthony Richardson. Once again, Anthony Richardson gets hurt. Joe Flacco played well. He showed himself well. And then this year he signs with the Bengals. Well, he was with the Browns.
He came back to the Browns.
He went back to the Browns. He actually didn't play poorly, but the Browns were really bad. And then the Colts, the Bengals traded for him, and now he has basically brought back to life the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Yeah. So you have to give Joe Flacco the credit that many people, I don't think, really have given him, including myself.
How many yards did he throw for last week in a loss?
480 yards. 480. And the Bengals, typical Bengals, still lost.
I don't care who you are, that's an impressive amount of yards to throw for.
Right. And that's after he slung it on my Steelers on Thursday night. He threw for like 370.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, you know, whatever he's doing is working.
He might be the MVP.
So I think he's played 3 games.
Yeah.
No, because they've lost the last 2. So he has played 4 games for the Bengals. And he is represented well, but they've lost 3 of them. Yeah.
It's not his fault. He's out there.
So overall, he did like if somebody was to say, hey, I'm a former, you know, I played in the NFL, he could put his career and not be ashamed of anything. I mean, well, nobody should be ashamed of you actually.
If you play in the NFL, yes.
Nobody could really say, you know what, he was a bum. He shouldn't have been in the NFL. He actually represented himself well.
Yeah. He won a Super Bowl, and he's still out there putting up great numbers as a starting quarterback. So
you know what my thing is with Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
I think he was a good quarterback. But you know, in what year was this? So after the Super Bowl in 2013, he signed a 6-year, $120 million contract with the Ravens. Yeah. And then you know what happened? Oh, because they're paying Joe Flacco $120 million. Oh, guess what? All these veteran players that they had on defense that was straight up throttling people and he rode to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He couldn't pay them.
They had to move on, right?
Yeah.
And then Joe Flacco was like, I can't do it by myself. Well, you know what? Maybe if you didn't take so damn much money, Joe Flacco, you may be still winning.
Wait. I have another name that does something very similar. One Dak Prescott.
Yes. Yeah, he's done that not once, but twice.
Yeah, look where Dallas is now.
And Kirk Cousins.
And Kirk Cousins.
Same way. I don't know how Kirk Cousins. I don't know who Kirk Cousins' agent is. But shit, I would like to have Kirk Cousins' agents in my line of work. Maybe he can get me an extra $10,000, $15,000 a year. I'll take it.
There you go. All right.
So yeah. All right. So that's my representation of Joe Flacco. Now,
All
who
right, well,
you got, Bill?
I'm doing Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the reason I'm doing Ryan Fitzpatrick is for this reason right here. Because he was drafted by my St. Louis Rams.
That's
See that?
right.
How many people got one of those sitting around their house?
Not the LA Rams. Not the LA Rams.
The St. Louis Rams. He was Ryan Fitzpatrick was drafted by the St. Louis Rams in 2005. He was the 7th round pick. Almost Mr. Irrelevant. Not quite.
Almost. What school did he go to?
Drafted out of Harvard. That's right. 7th round pick out of Harvard.
Ain't too many of them in the NFL.
No. And ain't too many of them played 17 seasons.
17?
17 seasons for 9 teams. Now, this is why Joe Flacco is probably a better quarterback, because his record was 67, 98, and 1.
Yeah.
So, but that's a lot of time that he played. And there was this whole thing about, well, Fitzpatrick's the backup. But when he came in, he played well for about 3 or 4 games. Then they'd bench him, and he'd be on another team in about 2 weeks.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, but anyway, I got a little bit of stats for him. So Ryan Fitzpatrick earned approximately $82 million during his 17-year NFL career. What now?
That's not bad.
$82 million in a 17-year career. That's not bad, man.
And to be the backup.
And to be he was a starter for a lot of teams, actually.
Yeah. I know the one I remember the most is him at Tampa.
Yeah. But what happened is he was a starter, but then they'd bring in their other guy. He was the stopgap guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so his highest single year earnings were $13 million in 2011. He's the highest earning 7th round pick in the NFL history.
Not bad.
How many 7th round picks do you talk about?
Not many.
No money. Tom Brady, I think Tom Brady was a 5th or 6th round pick.
6th round.
Yeah. So they're out there if you look real hard. But once again,
most teams aren't.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick wasn't the greatest quarterback ever because his record's not that great. But if you needed somebody to start for you, he was there. I'm telling you. So anyways, he played for Cincinnati for 1 year. He started 13 games. Played for Buffalo for 4 years, and he's a starter for 4 years. You know, Tennessee, Houston, played for the Jets. Everybody's played for the Jets, haven't they?
Jets. We could probably do our own podcast on how many quarterbacks have played with the Jets, and then how many have moved on and dominated elsewhere.
How many quarterbacks have made the playoffs with the Jets? I can only think of one. What's that guy's name? What is it? Sanchez. Mark Sanchez.
Mark
Sanchez made the playoffs with the Jets, and that's it. That's the only quarterback I can remember.
You go back with
Joe Namath.
Who was oh my God, Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington was a little pop shot gun arm. He was tiny. He couldn't throw the ball more than 30 yards down the field.
Did he make the playoffs with the Jets?
Yeah. They actually beat Peyton Manning 1 year. They killed him. And that was when Herb Edwards was the coach. But outside of that, I think you're going all the way back to like Richard Todd when they had Mark Gastineau in them. Joe Klecko.
Wow. Richard Todd. I don't even remember that name. So anyway, so he played for 2 years with Tampa. Played for 2 years with Miami. He was a starter for 1 year and a backup. And for your Washington football team, He played 1 year. And
Oh,
this was
that's
back
right.
when they were called the Washington football team. Because
That's
there was a
right.
transition because they couldn't decide on a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing. Like, well, we don't want to be called the Redskins anymore, but we don't know what we'll be called. So we're going to be the Washington football team for 2 years.
How did that happen? Did somebody go, hey man, we really need a name for it? I ain't got no name. I done gave you plenty of options. You don't like none of them. Get out of my face. We're gonna be called the Washington football team. How about that?
That's
And
great. They should have stuck with it.
Yeah. That's it.
Man. We could do a show on idiotic things that the NFL teams have done.
We could. But
we don't know. We can't come up with a name for 2 years. 2 years. Anyway,
2 years.
We're not talking about the Washington football team right now. We're talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick has parlayed all this into commentary. Pre-game commentary for Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yep. And
he's actually pretty good too.
Yeah, his contract. Well, he should be. He went to Harvard. His contract is undisclosed. You don't know how much money he's making, but I'm sure he's doing okay.
You know what though? Ryan Fitzpatrick may be one of the only people in the NFL whose classmates in college probably look at him like he's slumming, like he's a bum. He's not making enough money. Oh man, Ryan, get your little
I don't think so.
$400,000 job. Get out of here.
The man has made over $82 million. I think he's doing pretty good.
He's doing pretty good. Right.
Yeah. Played 17 years. 17 years in the NFL is an accomplishment.
That is.
You know, I wonder how many people have played 17 years in the NFL. 100?
Not a lot.
I think there's been 100 players play 17 years.
And the thing that's most impressive to me is he played 17 years mainly as the backup. You know, like I've always said with Ryan Fitzpatrick, if Ryan Fitzpatrick came to your team and you were the starter,
yeah,
you have to worry.
Yeah.
You know, we've discussed this before. Yeah. I personally believe Ryan Fitzpatrick had the voodoo doll, and everywhere he went, he put that jersey on as a starting quarterback. Yeah. It was like, knee, back, and my back. He'll walk in the locker room and the starting quarterback be like, man, my arm, I
can't throw the ball today.
Hurting. I can't even grip the ball. Really? That's a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, wherever he went, if he was the backup,
he was going to be the starter.
He ended up playing.
He played a lot.
It hurt, huh?
He played a lot. He played in 165 games.
As the backup.
Well, starter and backup.
Yeah. He didn't have many starts, but he did. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So I look, you got to
there were a couple of seasons where he played all 16 games. So, like 4 seasons he played all 16 games. But the rest of the time he was the backup, but ended up playing most of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to give him credit, man. You got to give Ryan Fitzpatrick credit. He may be the most accomplished drafted back in history.
He might be.
The only name that jumps out to me was when we were kids. The Denver Broncos had a quarterback named Steve DeBerg.
I remember Steve DeBerg. He was on a lot of teams.
Yeah, he moved around. Yeah. But whenever he went to a team, I think he went to the Chiefs for a little while. Whenever he went to a team, almost always ended up playing somewhere down the line. And he
Yeah.
always played well. And I
Yeah.
used to always be like, when he would come in as the backup, I used to be like, well, there are a lot of teams that don't have a quarterback. Why
Yeah.
is he the backup quarterback for a team? You know?
Well, a lot of these guys, they come in and they play well because the defense don't know much about them.
Yeah.
But once they see them play 5 or 6 games, then they figure them out because it's
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick used to come in and ball out.
Yeah.
And I would likely, I agree with what you're saying, but you would think after a man has been in the league 10 years and he gets another chance to start,
Yeah.
he shouldn't be fooling anyone.
No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't.
There's tape on
Yeah.
him. There's 10 years of tape.
Yeah.
He's
We
played
know this
almost
guy.
every season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this show. Remember, folks, like and subscribe because it's all about the St. Louis Rams.
You think St. Louis is going to get a team again?
No.
That's it?
No. There was a rumor about Jacksonville folding and moving to St. Louis, but that ain't ever happening.
You know what?
Give it up. And here's the reason why. Because St. Louis will not spend $2 billion on a football stadium. That's why.
They just won't. So St. Louis is really a baseball town. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay. Yes, St. Louis is a baseball town, but to build a $2 billion stadium, you have to be committed, and I don't know if St. Louis fans are committed to that. You see what I'm saying? Like, are the Steeler fans willing to commit to that much to a stadium? Because they're not right now.
Well, I'm just going to, So everything in the city of Pittsburgh revolves around the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. Yeah.
You're in the airport.
Yeah.
You see Joe Flacco. They got a statue of Franco Harris.
Yeah.
Everything in the city of Pittsburgh revolves around the Steelers. They will never let them go.
Yeah.
Whereas,
but also the University of Pittsburgh plays in that stadium.
Yes. Yeah. They just accommodate, like they do things to make certain amount of money for the stadium. It's like most pro teams are not going to share their stadium with a college team, especially if the college team could play the day before and mess up the field. Right?
Oh yeah, your field's a mess.
Right, the Steelers do it all the time, and it's basically for money. So I mean, I'll say the Steelers would never let the team go. They would spend whatever they have to for the new stadium. They're already talking about replacing Heinz Field, and it was just built in damn 2000. So
that's for a stadium that's not old, but it is old in the fact that it doesn't have the amenities
it doesn't
that people are wanting.
It's all about, everybody always gets jealous about other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So they see Dallas with the
SoFi,
high fly, SoFi. Everybody wants that. And if you don't have it, it's sort of like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. So yeah, I believe St. Louis should have another football team.
Yeah.
And
the fans will go, but they're not interested in paying that much money for a stadium. And you're not going to build just your plain stadium. You got to have all that and a bag of chips nowadays.
Right. Yeah. The team that shouldn't have a football team is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I know many people who live in Jacksonville. The only times the games sell out are when they play the featured teams that are actually winning, or the traditional teams like the Bears, Steelers, Cowboys, Broncos.
They're not. Are you saying they're not selling out against Tennessee or the Jets?
or the Colts or, Cardinals.
Yeah.
You're not, or even the good teams that are from out west. Seahawks come to town, they're not selling out.
Yeah.
Seahawks are good. No, we don't care.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars should not have a pro team. And what's bad is it's the only pro team they have. And they, now, in all fairness, Jaguars have not given them a reason to keep coming to the games. But, I would like to see them move to St. Louis.
Yeah.
So anyway, man.
All right, well, we got to go, folks. That's all we got. Remember, like and subscribe because we need $1 gazillion. Because I've just come up with an idea. We are going to build a new stadium in Pittsburgh because they deserve it. Because Mike Tomlin is a winner. I don't care what JP says.
Don't judge me from when after we lose.
So long, everybody.
So long, everybody.
Y'all come back now. Here